collaboration with music, interactive art, and installations, nonprofit engagement, educational workshops, wellness gatherings, community conversations, we can go on and on, and we will.
Lincoln Calling thrives on featuring bands just before they break, while showcasing a multitude of genres, artists, and disciplines along the way.
Over the past 5 years, we have made diversity in artistic and educational programming our top priority. Our festival now boasts 50-50 representation between male and female artists. Since 2016, 60% of our headliners represent Black, Indigenous, people of color, and LGBTQ+ communities.
Lincoln Calling has highlighted some of the country's and state's most exciting emerging artists, educators, activists, and innovators. It has been within our mission since day one to draw a bridge for some of Nebraska's most talented artists and educators to share the stage with national acts.
In 2020, when most festivals were forced to take the year off, we became the glue to help bind our music scene.
We partnered with local production company, the Basement Creators Network, longtime Lincoln Calling venue, the Bourbon Theater, and again with Creative Hub Turbine Flats to produce Lincoln Calling 2020, the digital experience. For our 3-day festival, over 12,000 participants tuned in from 20 countries worldwide and 48 different states. This inspired our 2021 project, Lincoln Calling TV. Recently launched in partnership with the Basement Creators Network, LCTV will allow for interactive opportunities with artists, musicians, and educators throughout the year.
LCTV features weekly live-streamed concerts, as well as monthly specialty programming focused on arts and education, such as virtual art exhibits and artist spotlights, and conversations surrounding civic engagement with the return of our 2020 program, Calling for Change.
As for our fall festival, we're rebooting for 2021. We can't wait to gather safely and respectfully to support the heart of our city and celebrate Lincoln's arts and culture.
Lincoln Calling is an annual nonprofit music and arts organization that fosters participation in and support of artistic expression, diverse education, and civic responsibility through immersive festivals, innovative programming, and creative engagement. We believe that through art and music, we have the power to transform the way that we and others outside of Nebraska view and interact with our city and state.
Lincoln Calling contributes to Lincoln's economic impact by generating revenue to support the city's arts and culture. Our vision is to make Nebraska a globally recognized cultural destination and support the recruitment and retention of a diverse workforce. Lincoln Calling is only growing bigger and better, and with your support, we can put Lincoln, Nebraska on the map.
Can you hear us? Give to Lincoln Calling now through May 27th at givetolincoln.com and search Lincoln Calling.
Good evening and welcome to Lincoln Calling TV. We have a special Give to Lincoln stream for you tonight featuring Emily Bass and the Near Miracle. Thanks for your patience. We've got 9 musicians in the studio tonight. Again, it's Give to Lincoln. Go to givetolincoln.com. We just hit, I want to give everybody a big thanks, over 50 donors, over $19,000. Yes! We are shooting for 20 tonight, so we need your support. Go to givetolincoln.com, search for Lincoln Calling, and hit that donate button. Without further ado, Emily Bass and the Near Miracle is a rock soul gospel group performing in and around Lincoln since 2015. High energy band leader Emily Bass writes original music inspired by Carole King and Aretha Franklin. The band's sound and size supports Bass's energy and brings the crowd in for a jubilant celebration and heartbreaking blues. Stay in touch with Emily Bass and the Near Miracle on Facebook and YouTube. Give it up for Emily Bass and the Near Miracle.
A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, here we go. Woo! If you ever find yourself weary, like you got too much to ever get through, you just come on over here and tell your troubles to me. I will pick you up when you're feeling blue. And if you ever find yourself walking down those lonesome streets and avenues, if your feet you feel too weary, baby, I will walk a mile in your shoes. And I'm singing hallelujah, I'm singing glory, amen. Me calling your name, baby, just know that I'm in need of a friend. If you ever find yourself weary, and you got too much, and you're sore and bruised, you just come on over here and tell your troubles to me, baby, and I will even sing your blues. And I'm singing hallelujah, I'm singing glory, glory, amen. If you're hearing me call your name, baby, just know that I'm in need of a friend. Singing hallelujah, I'm singing glory. suits, 'cause they can see it. It's a thing. It's in the faces of the people around. It's so wrong. It's so human. Such a big city, such a little town. On the streets, all my friends and neighbors at the laundry or the club, they get down. Everywhere I go, seems I need somebody. I love my big city, little town. Go ahead, Stan. Go ahead. There once upon a time I sat thinking, and I sat thinking about those things I love. Oh, searching for that inspiration. I've been praying to the heavens above, but it turns out that God was listening as I turned my gaze around. Well, I saw Him for the first time. Saw my big city, saw my little town. And I see it on the streets. All my friends and neighbors at the laundry or the club, they get down. Everywhere I go, seems I love somebody. I love my big city, little town. 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 It looks a lot like DNA. each other. A double helix like a portrait of us, and I like it that way. And I like it that way. It's you coming alongside. It's me living all these lives. It's how we fuss and we fight. It's me living all these lives. Hold on, it's nothing major, let your grief go. Release your jaw and lean into the flow. Into the flow. It's coming in on our sides. It's me living all these lives. It's you coming alongside. It's always you come on home. Slow down. It's nothing major, let your grip go. Release your jaw and lean into the flow. Into the flow. Here with me. things that I got ain't the things that I want. There ain't no leaving that beat. Think I'll sell off my soul on a second-hand lot and buy me a color TV. I'll buy a is on me. I know the joke is on me. Was only a each little song I sang, it's here and it's gone. And I move along, I move along. Of the love that we had and love that we lost, I never could settle those scores. Ooh, your sticks and your stones, they ain't breaking my bones, but you cut me right to my core. You cut me down to my core. I said, oh, you don't mean a thing. It was only a and I said, oh, and each little song I sing, it's here and it's gone. And I move along. When the things that I got ain't no things that I want, there ain't no leaving that be. Think I'll sell off this soul on a second-hand lot and buy a color TV. I'll buy that color TV. your broken heart. You try to smile, you put it on, and you act so strong. And baby, I know how that feeling goes. How long as the stars shine above you, I'll be saying I love you. That song from so far away. I know that life, it can get so crazy. I've been thinking that I would visit and stay. Hurricanes could not stop me. 'Cause I love you, babe. I love you, babe. I love you, baby, baby, how I love you. Holding out, you're holding out for a while, and your days get long. You turn it in, then you turn it out. You put it on, and you act so strong. Baby, I know how that feeling goes. How long as the stars shine above you, I'll be saying I love you. That song from so far away. I know that your life, it can get so crazy. I've been thinking maybe that I would visit and stay. Hurricanes could not stop me. 'Cause I love you, babe. I love you, babe. I love you. Ooh, baby, baby, how I love you. So for those of you watching, this is Mr. Mitchell Benson and Mr. Andrew Ray on bass and drums. We're just gonna pretend like it's a live show because we're liking it. What? What? All I can say, just as I am, I'll be here, that's who I am. All I can say, just as I am, I'll be here, that's who I am. All I can say, just as I am, I'll be here, that's who I am. All I can say, just as I am, I'll be here, that's who I am. As long as that sun's shining above you, I'll be saying I love you. That song from so far away. I know that your life, it can get so crazy. I've been thinking maybe that I would visit and say hurricanes couldn't stop me, baby. 'Cause I love you, babe. I love you, as long as the stars shine above you, I'll be saying I love you. That song from so far away. I know that your life, it can get so crazy. I've been thinking maybe a sunny day, shy of Halloween. Strange and still, no wind in the October skies. Grab my truck and away we go. It's not a road anybody knows. Alan knows the way to go, so I just let him drive. But the light shining down through the trees is brilliant. It does shapes, making lace on the face of the water. Hey, my heart, who eyes in my eyes still see it. Written in my soul, in brilliant light on light. Written in my soul, in brilliant light on light. Midnight fades from purple hues into velvet midnight lovely blues. Sun and moon tell us all that the light shines through. How it draws me in when the moonbeams bend. My heart bumps down the road again. Not sure where reflections end and I begin. But the light shining down through the trees is brilliant. Shadow shapes, making lace on the face of the water. And my heart grew eyes and my eyes still see. Written in my soul in perfect light on light. Written in my soul in perfect light on light. Go ahead, stand. Shapes on the face of the lace of the water. And my heart grew eyes and my eyes still see. Hidden in my soul in perfect light on light. Oh, the light shining down through the trees is brilliant. Shadow shapes, making lace on the face of the water. And my heart grew eyes and my eyes still see. Hidden in my soul in perfect light on light. Hidden in my soul in perfect light on light. Hidden in my soul in perfect light on light. Written in my soul in perfect light on light. Written in my soul. Written in my soul. Written in my soul in perfect light on light.
Yes, yes. Hold on one sec. Sorry. Hey, we're doing great. Give it up for Emily Bass and the Near Miracle. Thanks, everybody out there. Big up to Ashley, Sam, TJ. Debbie and Donnie are tuning in from Capitol Lake. What's up? Thank you for your donations today. Malcolm, much love to you as well. Thanks for joining us today. We've got the crew here. We are almost to 20,000. Please, we've got 58 unique donors today. We are almost there. Please go to givetolincoln.com, search for Lincoln Calling, and donate. Stick around. We have how many? One, two?
We can play one or two. Tell us.
I think we need two. Do we need two? Do we need two, crew? Yes, everybody agrees. Two more songs. And then stick around and join us for a special backstage Q&A with Emily Bass and our own Shannon Clare. Thanks for tuning in and enjoy.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Cut out. Yeah. One, two. It's enough to kill ya, choking on your tongue as demons steal ya. Let's call down your throat, drum beats in your ears, past life in your eyes, leave your body here. Gotta cut out, gotta cut out, gotta cut out, gotta cut out. Every day as we go and get your day to day. That's as far as we go. Breath fall down your throat, drum beats in your ears, fast lights in your eyes. Leave your body here. You gotta cut out. Gotta cut out. Gotta cut out. Gotta cut out. Waiting in a circus and we're dancing with the tigers, dancing with the devil, in quicksand for their car. There's a very tragic ending, they're like heroes walking poison. You're not sure if you're real or just really feeling high. That's as far as we go. Let the wave run. Shake your hips and shoulders. Breath all down your throat. Drum beats in your ears. Bass lines in your eyes. Leave your body here. Gotta get out. 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 Love our home. Love our home. You're welcome at home. You get to see the little meeting. Thank you all so much. It's so fun to be able to see you. Thank you all for showing up. Please give all your money to Give to Lincoln Day if you have spare money. Otherwise, just enjoy the show. We really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much to Lincoln Calling. Thank you so much to the whole city. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. It's daylight, and I rise, yes, wipe a little sleep from my eyes. Coffee, fill my cup. I'm saying these prayers, but it's not enough. Yes, I put one foot in front of the next. Yes, that's all I can ask of myself. I'm wishing to be anyone else. I'm running to cry. I'm breaking in half. I'm breaking in a million pieces. you make love your home too. Thank you so much, Lincoln.
Woo! Give it up one more time for Emily Bass and the Near Miracle. I want to give the band a shout. We've got Kim, Aaron, Hannah, and Jessica in the back singing background vocals.
Hell yes.
We've got the rhythm section, Mitchell Benson and Andrew Ray. What's happening? The great Aaron Strassner on guitar. Stan Reitz on saxophone. And of course, the lovely Emily Bass. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Thanks for everybody that tuned into the Zoom room. Give it up for TJ. He's cruising through space in the Millennium Falcon, background of the year. Shout out to Kyle and Brad for just donating. Thank you so much. We are almost to our goal. $20,000 tonight is our goal. We are almost there. Stick around. Not too much longer. We're going to be back in about 3 to 5 minutes. We're going to hang out with Emily and ask her some questions. Shannon Claire is going to be joining us, so stick around. Thank you, everybody. We'll be right back.
Mic check. Can you hear us?
Lincoln Calling has transformed the streets of downtown Lincoln, Nebraska since 2004. For 17 years, it's been a week-long celebration of music, interactive art, and installations, nonprofit engagement, educational workshops, wellness gatherings, community conversations. We can go on, and we will.
Lincoln Calling thrives on featuring bands just before they break, while showcasing a multitude of genres, artists, and disciplines along the way.
Over the past 5 years, we have made diversity in artistic and educational programming our top priority. Our festival now boasts 50-50 representation between male and female artists. Since 2016, 60% of our headliners represent Black, Indigenous, people of color, and LGBTQ+ communities.
Lincoln Calling has highlighted some of the country's and state's most exciting emerging artists, educators, activists, and innovators. It has been within our mission since day one to draw a bridge for some of Nebraska's most talented artists and educators to share the stage with national acts.
In 2020, when most festivals were forced to take the year off, we became the glue to help bind our music scene.
We partnered with local production company, the Basement Creators Network, longtime Lincoln Calling venue, the Bourbon Theater, and again with Creative Hub Turbine Flats to produce Lincoln Calling 2020, the digital experience. For our 3-day festival, over 12,000 participants tuned in from 20 countries worldwide and 48 different states. This inspired our 2021 project, Lincoln Calling TV. Recently launched in partnership with the Basement Creators Network, LCTV will allow for interactive opportunities with artists, musicians, and educators throughout the year.
LCTV features weekly live-streamed concerts, as well as monthly specialty programming focused on arts and education, such as virtual art exhibits and artist spotlights, and conversations surrounding civic engagement with the return of our 2020 program, Calling for Change.
As for our fall festival, we're rebooting for 2021. We can't wait to gather safely and respectfully to support the heart of our city and celebrate Lincoln's arts and culture.
Lincoln Calling is an annual nonprofit music and arts organization that fosters participation in and support of artistic expression, diverse education, and civic responsibility through immersive festivals, innovative programming, and creative engagement. We believe that through art and music, we have the power to transform the way that we and others outside of Nebraska view and interact with our city and state.
Lincoln Calling contributes to Lincoln's economic impact by generating revenue to support the city's arts and culture. Our vision is to make Nebraska a globally recognized cultural destination and support the recruitment and retention of a diverse workforce. Lincoln Calling is only growing bigger and better, and with your support, we can put Lincoln, Nebraska on the map.
Can you hear us? Give to Lincoln Calling now through May 27th at givetolincoln.com and search Lincoln Calling. You'll see it right up here. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the backstage portion of our LCTV Give to Lincoln Day special. We got Emily Bass here. We're hanging out. For everyone that is in our Zoom room, thanks so much for joining us. For those of you streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, wherever you may be, thank you so much for joining us. All of you that have donated to Lincoln Calling today and this entire month, thank you so much. We're so excited to be able to bring the festival back in September and be able to bring you awesome, different programming like this throughout the year. So, what an awesome set. It felt so good to hear you all.
Good to be back.
Good, I'm so glad.
Thank you.
So, we have folks joining us here in the Zoom room. If you have questions that you want to relay to us, we can go ahead and ask Emily throughout this little conversation here. So feel free to type those up in the chat. I've gotten a few of them down so far, so I'll go ahead and ask those as we go along here. So Emily, so how have you been? What have you been up to? How have you been navigating this last very so random year?
Like everybody else, there's been highs and lows. We do what we can, try to make your art however you can. So we've been doing live streaming and writing. I've missed playing with my band for the longest time. We didn't get together even when we had. Oh, do you want that closer? Sorry, no mic. We've just been trying to work together.
We'll get this situated real quick.
Sorry.
Got it? Okay.
I've just been trying to keep up some kind of artistry and some way to express yourself while there's no other people to do it with. But obviously we've missed each other.
Yeah. When was the last time we have the entire group here tonight.
The last time we all played together, it was last summer, an outside show in Wayne, Nebraska. And then before that, we were supposed to play at a show in May, and that got canceled. So it's effectively kind of been just about a year.
Yeah.
So.
And then, so you said you kind of navigated it on your own a little bit, and smaller groups. What were some of the things that you guys did?
Smaller groups. We talked a lot.
Yeah.
We didn't play much music. I did some writing at home. I did some recording at home. I have some musician friends kind of all over the globe, so we'd send some recordings to each other. My sister and brother live in 2 different cities, and they're musicians, so I kind of kept my musical fires alive, playing with them a little bit, and doing some recording online. But there's absolutely nothing like having the group.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
It's been a hard year.
I bet. I mean, so, and then I know music isn't your full-time job, but it's very much your everyday. I mean, you're down at the Zoo Bar almost weekly, if not weekly.
Yep.
Are you back to doing that now?
Every 2 weeks.
Okay.
So we'll be there, plug, this Monday. Every 2 weeks, and just really glad to be back. That's a home. That's a second home to me. So much love if Pete and Amanda are watching.
Yes, much love to the Zoo Bar, indeed. So when you were doing these virtual sessions, I guess, with your family, what were some of the things that I guess came out of those?
So my brother has his own band in Boston. My sister does music in Minnesota, and so we actually did some recordings together. If you look on YouTube, you can find the Rockmores, and you'll find some videos and things that my sister and brother and I did together. That's mostly the collaboration that we did. But I did some writing. I did some practicing. I went back and tried to learn some of the music I hadn't played in a really long time, just get my fingers more limber, and tried to come up with some song ideas. But I won't lie, like, it was a really hard time to be creative. Everything felt so heavy and hard, and part of the process is being with people for me and hearing how it sounds. So it was really hard to create and like get that motivation to do that.
How'd you find yourself pushing yourself to do it?
In those ways that I said, like the ways that didn't feel the most ideal. Like, honestly, you can see it, like, playing with people is what makes me happy, right? So you do it, you feel it in the ways that you can, at the time that you can,
right?
And just pray for this moment,
exactly,
to come back. So
Carla actually wants to know. She was curious how many songs, if you know, that you wrote during the pandemic, or did you have any aha moments or challenges?
All right, so we'll get really personal. Like, I was so depressed during the pandemic. Like, God, maybe we just talk about it.
Yeah, sure, I'm down.
It was really, really hard. It was really hard to be creative. It was really hard to, like, dig deep and find a reason to write. Everything just felt so depressed, like, generally. So it was really hard. I didn't come up with a whole bunch of new material. It was more a matter of just trying to keep the fires lit, like, at that point. So I'd play when I could. I'd play the music that I wanted. Carole King's one of my favorite artists, and sometimes it was all I could do to just go down and, like, play through Tapestry on the piano.
Sure.
Like I said, talking to my sister and brother, trying to listen to some music, trying to just keep
the idea in mind that we're going to do this together again someday.
Right.
But it was depressing. It was hard. I don't think that I created as much as I thought I was going to. I don't know. That's probably not the funnest answer to get.
No, but it's very real, and I think that's to also be expected. I would be kind of surprised to hear that, oh, it was a great time, and you know what I mean? I was able to write a whole
that
album.
were like, yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to adopt or get all these new hobbies and do all this creating and really make production out of this time. And for me, it was just so emotional and so difficult. And there were a lot of life changes that aren't musical that were just happening at the same time. My son came home from school. We had to spend all the time together. He was sad. Like, he had no idea. This has been a hard thing to deal with. I haven't really talked about it. So
Yeah.
I didn't create as much as I wanted to. There are ideas now, I think, though, brewing and ways of processing. Like, that's what expressing
Yeah.
is all about. So I think some of it's starting to come to the surface now that we're starting to feel a sense of maybe
We're turning
distance.
that corner. Yeah, exactly. Well, and I think
so maybe
too,
some songs will come.
absolutely they will. And I think too, a lot of us didn't realize just what we were experiencing quite like last year, especially in terms of those other day-to-day, not hiccups or challenges, but just life events that naturally happen as life goes on. But then to have them happen as you're going through something new and so unexpected, to be able to navigate that and still be able to create, it's...
I don't know. It was one thing at a time. It was just like the last song, one foot in front of the next. Like, that's all I can expect. And the day-to-day just has to take care of itself. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you for sharing with us.
You're welcome.
Brad wants to know what your writing process like is in general.
Oh, sure. It doesn't look like anything similar from day to day. Sometimes it's really, really structured. Like, I'll think about an idea and I'll think about how to want to express it, or sometimes I'll wake up in the middle of the night and hear a tune in my head and write down enough of it to be able to remember it in the morning. Sometimes I'll talk to a few people and say, I've got just this melody that won't leave me alone, but I don't have anything else to do with it. How can you help me flesh it out? Or even last Saturday, I had a whole song that I had kind of written and arranged. I brought it to rehearsal. We were rehearsing with the band for this show.
Mm-hmm.
And Mitchell, I'm going to call him out, but he was just like, change this here, put this here. And it was just this beautiful moment of like collaboration. So that sort of built the song. So there's a lot of that going on. A lot of what I've written for the set that you just saw, I'd sit down like for 20 minutes and say, no editing, no judging, just pour out all of the things that you're thinking about. And then from there, I would pull out little pieces that I really liked and start to build something. So
do you find yourself typically in front of your piano as you're writing, or you're usually pen to paper? And then...
Usually in the piano, usually in front of the piano. Playing the piano is like such a second nature thing for me at this point that it feels like an extension of writing when I do it. So I have to be there. Sometimes I don't play a note, but I sit at the piano to do the writing because it just feels like that space is like dedicated that way.
Sure.
So.
Well, and you can tell too by how you perform and the energy that you exude that it's very much an extension of yourself.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's no doubt about that. I know, believe it's, let's see here. Oh, I lost where that question went. However, kind of leading to that, I know there was someone that asked if you had any knowledge of your bandmates and how long they've been creating. I'm kind of curious as if you don't know those answers, maybe tell us a little bit how you've met and brought in everyone that you have right now.
First of all, every single person in our band is creative, and it would be hard to list everything that they do, but they're also talented and so artistic. It's amazing. I forgot the original question because I was thinking about that.
So just tell us how we
got together. Organically. Let's see. I first started writing and realized I wanted to have harmonies behind me. So the women were the first thing that came in, and it's been different people in iterations, but it's such a special thing to have those harmonies. I think part of that is that I grew up in a family of 4 kids that were forced to sing harmony together all the time and in front of everybody. So it's just like this sort of childhood thing.
Yeah, and I want to circle back to that. Actually, that was a question I had for you.
But then I started meeting people, and people just started sort of collecting. We started rehearsing at my house, and I think at one time Mitch said it's really about the hang. We just started developing this chemistry and this sound, and I'd spit out an idea, and I think Mitch and Aaron came around the same time. They were playing in the Jazzocracy, and just kind of came in from there and brought Stan with them. And they're just wonderful. The minute I heard them, I was like, well, you're in the band now. And they stayed, and I feel lucky. So.
Yeah. I feel like just, and also knowing you and knowing the group over the years and hearing you all play together so often, there is a synchronicity that you all have that is very kismet almost.
Yeah.
And I think that's so rare, and I think it's so beautiful to see how your group has evolved into what it is now, and how it fills so many people up at the same time.
It fills me up.
I can tell. Yeah, no, I can
like,
absolutely tell.
That's the thing.
And again, thank you everyone for joining us here for the Backstage Q&A with Emily Bass. Feel free to drop your questions in the chat, and we will try to get to them absolutely and for sure. So I want to touch base a little bit on growing up. You said that music was very much a part of your, family and your presence. Tell us a little bit about how your siblings and family was around music.
Well, then I'll start at the very beginning. My mom has tapes of me when I'm 6 months old, just like laying in a cradle going, ah,
Really?
ah. Right. So there was like some musical or some just like sensibility since the moment I came into the world. I loved music and it soothed me. But my parents were very musically oriented, wanted all of us to be doing music. And since the time we were all tiny, there were 4 of us siblings, we could harmonize together. And they thought it was the greatest thing and started having us do it all the time. And so we do it in car trips, in church, everywhere we went. All of us took piano lessons. We all had just this sort of family vibe. And I think, I don't know if Freud would have a field day with this, but like I create that like when I come here. That's like what it feels like is just being home to do that. So did that all growing up and still do play with my siblings and really, really love to play with them. They're great musicians in their own right. So, but just sort of translated a lot of it revolved around church. My parents were really religious. And so all the music we did was sort of based in church. And so that's where a lot of the gospel church music feel comes from.
Do you remember any of the songs that you would sing on the road trips?
Yes, they were church music. One is Great is the Lord. And let's see, what else did we sang a song about Jesus called He Never Falls Asleep Counting Sheep.
Oh, cute.
It was really, really cute. These days, I don't know what my sister and brother and I sang. We when we got to our teen years, we sang a lot of Ben Folds, but we would like make our own harmonies on it. So I would like jam the piano parts, and then Anna and Aaron would add some harmonies, and I don't know.
Do you have a favorite Ben Folds song that stuck with you over the years?
Do you know the song Kate?
I have heard of it, yes.
Yeah, I like that song a lot.
I'm not a huge Ben Folds fan, but I know there are many people out there that are.
Yeah, when we would hang together, we'd play Kate. My brother at his wedding had The Luckiest. That's his favorite song, so. But we'll play all of them. Yeah. But mostly just because it was rock and loud piano. And we could get down on it.
Cause a little bit of a ruckus.
Cause some trouble, yeah.
And I know Carole King is very much your person, I feel like, in the sense of, when did you discover Carole King?
You know, that was from my mom. My mom, we didn't listen to a lot of secular music growing up, but my mom loved Carole King and loved Tapestry. I'm on my 3rd vinyl of Tapestry because it's worn out so much. But that album just said so much to me. It said that a woman could write music, said that a woman could write about the things she cared about, could be funky, could be real, could really just embrace who she was and really say what she wanted to say. And it didn't need to be overdone. It didn't need to be anything more than that. But it really was so much that she said at the same time. So Tapestry's always just stuck with me through different points in my life. Different songs from that album have really spoken to me.
There's a certain vulnerability and empowerment in that album.
I think so. And she plays her. Like, people have covered songs from that album, but she plays herself with the piano and her voice, and it just is her. It's so naked and wonderful, like really honest.
Is there a lyric at all that has stayed with you over the years that you tap into at all?
Yeah, and not a lot of people know this song, but I love Smackwater Jack. I think that she wrote the best narrative, the best tune. Like, it's not the most profound. It just really tells a really great story. If you want the quintessential Carole King song for me, it's like You've Got a Friend. Like, that's the tune. But if you want like the narrative story, like oh my God, I love Smackwater Jack. I just think it's so brilliant.
And tell me a little bit. I don't know if I'm familiar.
Well, it might be triggering. Like, it's about a guy who feels upset with his social situation, takes a gun and shoots up a church. And it's about the law in the town building a posse and going out to get this guy, and how there's not going to be any real justice. They're going to hang him right then and there. And so it's just this whole song about like how people try to make their world what they want it to be. And in the end, when you're just that forceful, nobody gets anything done. So
Right.
it's just this really like socially intelligent, bright song about what happens when somebody feels oppressed and the rest of the town is just about beating that out of them.
Do you know
So-
why that one in particular has stayed with you?
I think because it's a storytelling song, because I love blues so much. Part of my background is huge blues. Magic Slim taught me a lot, and he taught me a lot about storytelling. And I think that that song just tells a really interesting story. It's an upsetting story. It's not like the nicest story, but it really just tells a story, and it grooves. Like it grooves, it jams, it grooves.
Yeah.
You can really jam on it a long time.
Yeah.
So.
And it transcends too. I mean, look where we're at in the world today as
Yeah.
well.
Well, and when she wrote it, it wasn't the thing that like got her a lot of attention. That song was just kind of a piece of her album, and now like it seems poignant, it seems real, it seems effective. Yeah, lyrically.
Again, thank you so much for tuning in with us here backstage.
Bobby Dufresne, thank you, Bobby.
Oh, what's up, Robbie?
Holla, 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 holla.
For those of you that are tuned in, thank you so much. We're going to continue. We have a few more questions here, and then stick around because Emily Bass and the Near Miracle are going to perform a 2-song encore. We're super grateful for that. Yeah, everyone's excited for that. Awesome. And again, it's Give to Lincoln. Give to Lincoln Day. Go ahead and hit that givetolincoln.com in the chat, or type in givetolincoln.com in your web browser. We are so close to hitting $20,000. Last I heard, we were maybe a little over 500 from our goal, which is
come on, smash it up. We need to have it
phenomenal.
done by the time we're done here.
Yes, yes, yes. And for those of you that are curious, where does the money go? Where does the support go? It goes to producing events just like this. It goes to our local artists. It goes to producing our awesome Lincoln Calling Festival that will be back September 23rd to the 25th here in Lincoln, Nebraska, in person. We're so excited to be able to bring the festival back to everybody this year, and we want to make sure it's an awesome time, and that you all get to come out and enjoy some great music. And you'll be a part of the bill
yes.
as well, of
Yep.
course.
Yep.
So we're excited about that. I want to talk a little bit about some new music and some of the songs that we heard tonight. I didn't get to catch any of the song titles.
Oh,
yeah. But there were 2 songs that I absolutely loved. One was, and I don't know if they were covers either, but one was the slow jam. Did you play any covers?
No
tonight?
covers
I
tonight.
knew it. Okay. I knew
ours.
it. I was like, so there was one song that was Be Here With Me. It was kind of like a slow
Be Here,
jam.
Be Near.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what it's called.
Yeah.
Yes. Love that song.
Thank you.
Is that relatively new?
Really new.
Okay, I thought so.
Really, really new. And I think this is one of the first times, I think it's the second time since that show I mentioned over the summer that we've played it together.
Okay. I love it. How did
So-
that song come together?
Well, I started thinking about something that I wanted to write. A lot of our songs are high energy or low energy, right? And I wanted to write something that was more textural. And then I just thought about what things in life are textural, like what things set up a background, or what things are really like the backdrop to what's happening. And that's like daily life. And so I don't know if you heard the lyrics, but all of it's about, I've been with a partner now for over 10 years, and sometimes we get along great and sometimes we don't, but there's always like this energy of step by step we move forward together and we support each other in ways. And I just wanted to write something about that. I wanted to write about being in that sort of flow with somebody and then extrapolating that to a bigger place, being in the flow with what's going on. So like that little pre-chorus, probably that's the part that everybody really likes. But it's like, slow down, it's nothing major, let your grip go, release your jaw, and lean into the flow. And I just
Yes.
wanted to give people that feeling musically of relaxing. So
It
like,
worked. I mean,
yeah.
all of us backstage were just like totally into the groove. So
Cool. Well,
Yeah.
then, yay.
it was a fantastic song. And then there was another one that I caught. The lyrically just completely blew me away that I couldn't keep up with. But the
It's
light,
Alan.
but the light shining down
Through the trees
through the
is
trees.
brilliant.
Yeah.
Shadow shapes making
Yeah.
lace on the face of the water.
Oh, so
Yeah.
good.
So that song's got a really local, actually, if you're giving to Lincoln, this is a perfect song for that, because Annette Burkholder, do you know her
Yeah.
studio space in the Haymarket? So D Reality, a drama theater company in Lincoln, wanted to do an autobiographical play about Anne and got a bunch of interviews and stuff about her. And something you don't know is she doesn't drive.
Okay.
So she had a person that would drive her to these beautiful places in Nebraska where she'd paint these pastoral scenes. They're just lovely, absolutely beautiful prairie scenes. But he would always take her to the places where she needed to be inspired. And so that song, I don't know if you caught the beginning lyrics, but bumping down a country road on a sunny day, he's taking her to where she's going to paint.
Okay.
And so when the light shining down through the trees is brilliant shadow shapes on the making lace on the face of the water, that's all just about the artist's eye. Being taken to the place by a friend who really just supports what you're doing so that you can do the thing that fills them up and everybody else.
Yeah.
So that's what that one's about.
So beautiful song.
Thanks.
Beautifully written. Musically too, putting how it all just comes together. It was just infectious.
It's got like a great feel.
Yeah.
Like every time I play it, I feel so good.
Yeah.
So
That's awesome. Any plans to put anything, out there album-wise?
yeah, donate your money to our album efforts. But yeah, we're trying to put an album together. It'll be released in the next 6 months or so.
Okay.
So
Is there anything online right now where people can go to
people
give?
can go. We haven't set up anything to give. If you want to talk to me about that, you can send me a message and I'll give you some private information about that. But no, maybe we'll have a concert to raise money for it, but nothing formal yet.
Sounds
so.
good.
Yeah.
I guess last question here. I just wanted you to maybe share a little bit about how Nebraska and Lincoln's music community, how it has impacted your life, what it means to you, and maybe why, if those that are watching or that are tuned in the chat, why they should support, why they should engage, not necessarily even just tonight at Give to Lincoln, but
just Lincoln in general.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I will tell you, okay, so it's going to be a longer story than you asked for.
fine.
I left Lincoln when I was 19. I was born and raised here, graduated Lincoln High, and left for 10 years just wanting to see bigger and better things. I think that's natural. When I came back, I just kind of put out feelers and started asking who I could play music with. And immediately there were spaces for me in this community. But beyond that, the people that made space for me, I didn't play a lick of blues when I came here. And Magic Slim took me under his arm. Ryan at Roots took me under his wing and started showing me things because they just really wanted to keep this scene alive. They wanted music to do what it does, which is heal and bring people together. And so the minute I was here, there was a place for me. And after that, Pete gave me a night at the Zoo Bar. And after that, I just started meeting these wonderful musicians all over the place. Josh Hoyer, Tim Budig. I can't name them all, Little Slim. Like, I really can't name the entire community, all of the women in my band, all of the people that play with me. There is an energy around here that people want to make art. They want to come together to see art. They want to come together to support it. It really is a wonderful community, unlike anything I've ever been in. So I can't say enough about, like, the open arms that have hugged me back into this sort of scene. But if you want to be a part of Lincoln music, just get your ass out the door. Like, go to the Zoo Bar, go to the 1867, go to the Bourbon, go to Duffy's. Like, all of those places are going to be on fire this summer because they've always supported. The minute that I started doing stuff, I'm going to embarrass you. You were like one of my great supporters.
You're
like,
so
you just booked me all the time. It was wonderful, but it was really just a matter of, like, pulling community together, and that's always been what it is. That's the special thing about Lincoln. It's not whether you're the greatest shredder, it's about
how you come together.
what you put in. Yep.
Absolutely. Well, thanks so much for hanging out with us. Thanks for chatting and thanks for sharing. Everyone else that's tuned in, thank you so much as well. We're going to take just a quick break here and come back, and we're going to have a 2-song encore with the full 9-piece band, Emily Bass and the Near Miracle.
Heck yeah.
And again, head over to givetolincoln.com, show your support. We're excited to bring the festival back September 23rd to the 25th. We'll be right back right after this.
Mic check. Can you hear us?
Lincoln Calling has transformed the streets of downtown Lincoln, Nebraska since 2004. For 17 years, it's been a week-long celebration of music, interactive art, and installations, nonprofit engagement, educational workshops, wellness gatherings, community conversations. We can go on, and we will.
Lincoln Calling thrives on featuring bands just before they break, while showcasing a multitude of genres, artists, and disciplines along the way.
Over the past 5 years, we have made diversity in artistic and educational programming our top priority. Our festival now boasts 50-50 representation between male and female artists. Since 2016, 60% of our headliners represent Black, Indigenous, people of color, and LGBTQ+ communities.
Lincoln Calling has highlighted some of the country's and state's most exciting emerging artists, educators, activists, and innovators. It has been within our mission since day one to draw a bridge for some of Nebraska's most talented artists and educators to share the stage with national acts.
In 2020, when most festivals were forced to take the year off, we became the glue to help bind our music scene.
We partnered with local production company, the Basement Creators Network, longtime Lincoln Calling venue, the Bourbon Theater, and again with Creative Hub Turbine Flats to produce Lincoln Calling 2020, the digital experience. For our 3-day festival, over 12,000 participants tuned in from 20 countries worldwide and 48 different states. This inspired our 2021 project, Lincoln Calling TV. Recently launched in partnership with the Basement Creators Network, LCTV will allow for interactive opportunities with artists, musicians, and educators throughout the year.
LCTV features weekly live stream concerts, as well as monthly specialty programming focused on arts and education, such as virtual art exhibits and artist spotlights, and conversations surrounding civic engagement with the return of our 2020 program, Calling for Change.
As for our fall festival, we're rebooting for 2021. We can't wait to gather safely and respectfully to support the heart of our city and celebrate Lincoln's arts and culture.
Lincoln Calling is an annual nonprofit music and arts organization that fosters participation in and support of artistic expression, diverse education, and civic responsibility through immersive festivals, innovative programming, and creative engagement. We believe that through art and music, we have the power to transform the way that we and others outside of Nebraska view and interact with our city and state.
Lincoln Calling contributes to Lincoln's economic impact by generating revenue to support the city's arts and culture. Our vision is to make Nebraska a globally recognized cultural destination and support the recruitment and retention of a diverse workforce. Lincoln Calling is only growing bigger and better, and with your support, we can put Lincoln, Nebraska on the map.
Can you hear us? Give to Lincoln Calling now through May 27th at givetolincoln.com and search Lincoln Calling.
Wrong camera. Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to Lincoln Calling TV tonight. We are only $400 short of our goal. So please like, share, comment, do what you can. Help us out. Go to our Facebook, go to our YouTube, wherever you're at watching this. Share with your friends. Say, hey, go support Lincoln Calling. They do an amazing fest. September 23rd through the 25th. We are doing it again this year with all of the greatest Lincoln and Omaha and regional bands, plus some special surprises. Tickets are going to go on sale in a couple weeks. Those early pre-sales, make sure you jump on those as well. Shout out to some of my friends in the chat. Robbie Dufresne tuning in all the way from LA. Much love to you, Robbie. Thanks for being here. I also want to give a big shout out to our Studio PH crew and the Basement Creators. We got Charlie, we got Chris, we got Vince in the studio making us look and sound good. It is not easy mixing a 9-piece band in a studio such as this. So big thanks to those guys for making everybody look good. Shout out to Michael, Brian, a bunch of people. Kelly Neal, how are you? Congrats to Lincoln Literacy today for cracking the top 20. So many amazing nonprofits as part of Give to Lincoln. It's a special day of the year. I mean, they are raising millions of dollars for Lincoln nonprofits today with a special match of $500,000. We're excited to get a big part of that match. So thank you so much for donating. We have a special treat for you tonight, a special encore from Emily Bass and the Near Miracle. So without further ado, here's Emily. She had to take a break. All right, you ready? All right. We'll talk to you later.
turned upside down, and I can, and I will remember you. I can, and I will remember you. Right and wrong, sit out a place. We touch and tears stream down my face, and I can't. I will remember you. I wonder, do you feel me? Do you feel me too? Every night I see it in my dreams, but someone else is waiting there as me. I'm screaming, but it sounds just like a howl, and I wait for the man to come with a gun, 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 with a gun. Wanna wake it up, yeah, shake it and wake it up. I wanna wake it up, yeah, shake it and wake it up. Wake it Picture me on broken ground with thousand pieces all around, and whispers, a wind in the cracks break through whispers, a wind in the cracks break through, break through, break through. I see it in my dreams, but someone else is standing there as me. I'm screaming, but it sounds just like a howl, and I wait for the man to come with a gun, with a gun, with a gun, with a gun. With a gun. stars, clouds rise. Oh, they tell me of a home so far away, so far away. Oh, they tell me of a home where no stars, clouds rise. I say to they tell me of a night cloudy day. Well, oh, yes, they tell me. Oh, He's been so far away. So far, so far, so Holy, tell me. I say to tell me. I say, tell me. I said, ooh, they tell me. Oh, and we thank you so much, Lincoln. We'll see you. We'll see you out there.
Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. We're $200 short of our goal.
Oh, come on.
Oh,
Come on.
Give it up for Emily Bass and the Near Miracle tonight.
They're good.
We love you all. We'll see you in the next couple weeks. We've got 3 straight weeks of streams on Thursdays. We're excited to present those for you, plus 2 new education videos coming up soon. So thank you for tuning in to Lincoln Calling TV, and have a wonderful night.
Mic check. Can you hear us?
Lincoln Calling has transformed the streets of downtown Lincoln, Nebraska since 2004. For 17 years, it's been a week-long celebration of music, interactive art, and installations, nonprofit engagement, educational workshops, wellness gatherings, community conversations. We can go on, and we will.
Lincoln Calling thrives on featuring bands just before they break, while showcasing a multitude of genres, artists, and disciplines along the way.
Over the past 5 years, we have made diversity in artistic and educational programming our top priority. Our festival now boasts 50-50 representation between male and female artists. Since 2016, 60% of our headliners represent Black, Indigenous, people of color, and LGBTQ+ communities.
Lincoln Calling has highlighted some of the country's and state's most exciting emerging artists, educators, activists, and innovators. It has been within our mission since day one to draw a bridge for some of Nebraska's most talented artists and educators to share the stage with national acts.
In 2020, when most festivals were forced to take the year off, we became the glue to help bind our music scene.
We partnered with local production company, the Basement Creators Network, longtime Lincoln Calling venue, the Bourbon Theater, and again with Creative Hub Turbine Flats to produce Lincoln Calling 2020, the digital experience. For our 3-day festival, over 12,000 participants tuned in from 20 countries worldwide and 48 different states. This inspired our 2021 project, Lincoln Calling TV. Recently launched in partnership with the Basement Creators Network, LCTV will allow for interactive opportunities with artists, musicians, and educators throughout the year.
LCTV features weekly live stream concerts, as well as monthly specialty programming focused on arts and education, such as virtual art exhibits and artist spotlights, and conversations surrounding civic engagement with the return of our 2020 program, Calling for Change.
As for our fall festival, we're rebooting for 2021. We can't wait to gather safely and respectfully to support the heart of our city and celebrate Lincoln's arts and culture.
Lincoln Calling is an annual nonprofit music and arts organization that fosters participation in and support of artistic expression, diverse education, and civic responsibility through immersive festivals, innovative programming, and creative engagement. We believe that through art and music, we have the power to transform the way that we and others outside of Nebraska view and interact with our city and state.
Lincoln Calling contributes to Lincoln's economic impact by generating revenue to support the city's arts and culture. Our vision is to make Nebraska a globally recognized cultural destination and support the recruitment and retention of a diverse workforce. Lincoln Calling is only growing bigger and better, and with your support, we can put Lincoln, Nebraska on the map.
Can you hear us? Give to Lincoln Calling now through May 27th at givetolincoln.com and search Lincoln Calling.